Welcome back to West of Loathing. I'm having a bit of a hard time figuring out exactly what each of these remaining ghosts want. I think we've gotten rid of about half of them at this point, but the remaining ones are being really ornery. I know we've got the one who wants the poached eggs, figure out the poached eggs, figure out the chili, and then there's the little girl who wants the tea, and then I don't know what else, but there are more. Where's what's her face? She can tell us. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. 9 ghosts left. Okay, there's a lot. 4 on the first floor, 2 left on the second, and 3 on the third. All right, let's do a quick inventory. I think some of the ones are on the first floor are probably actually outside, which is fine. So let's go to the second floor. All right, so we've got this one. We've got the librarian. We dealt with the guy who's over here. Then we also have, hold on, say again. 2 left on the second floor. Okay. So I think it's just this one, and we dealt with the gallery, right? No, we didn't. Why did I think we had dealt with her? Crap. This is what I get for taking a break between recordings. Alright, so there's those 2. And then on the third floor, we have... Well, I'm assuming the third is probably Mrs. Gunn. We dealt with the ones in here, right? We dealt with the the bowling ghost. And then... You didn't want to leave. Billiards ghost. I don't actually remember. Oh, it's the bent cue. Okay. Okay. I don't remember that before. Too bad you aren't like 11 feet tall. Well. Alright, so I need to lathe the cue somehow. Which I don't think was a prompt we got down in the workshop in the basement either. So I think, and then there's the... Where's the little girl? You're here. Okay. Maybe I do just give her the goblet of blood. I feel like that's ill-advised though. We'll come back for that. Okay, so that accounts for all of the ones up here, right? Billiards, little girl, and maybe possibly Mrs. Gunn? Because I don't think there's another one. Dealt with that. Hold on. Just double check everything here. There isn't another kid, right? Dealt with this. Okay, I'm gonna assume the third one is Mrs. Gunn. So let's go back outside to the maze. Or at least to the first floor. So we've got for the first floor, we've got nothing in the parlor. We dealt with that. We've got this guy in the kitchen who wants the poached egg. We've got this guy who needs his chili, his gunless chili. And then the other two are presumably outside in some respect. I don't think they're in the coach house. I think we dealt with everything here. Oh, here's the lathe. Hold on. You lathe, rinse, and repeat until the cue is fixed. You got an item, balanced billiards cue. Cool. Not necessarily what I would have thought, but I guess that makes sense that there would be tools in the garage. Alright, go to the third floor to... Wait, no, second floor, right? Which floor is it? Now I'm losing track. Where is the billiards room? Is it not labeled the billiards room? Did I forget? Is it a sub room? Okay, I think it is on the third floor. Hold on. Third floor. Is it? I think it's in Mr. Gunn's section. It's one of these, right? Unlabeled. Yep. All right, here we go. Challenge him to a game. You pull out the cue and the ghost nods and racks the balls. He proceeds to crush you. Something feels wrong, like your cue isn't connecting with the ball properly. The ghost shakes his head at you. You're totally new to this, ain't you? You gotta chalk your cue. Chalk? Can I borrow yours? Mine's ghost chalk. Wouldn't work. Dang it. Alright. I guess we gotta find our own chalk? I thought we got chalk at some point for something else. Double check my very silly inventory. Doesn't look like it. Okay, I guess we need some chalk. Where would I find chalk? Maybe in the kids' room? I can double check. I don't actually know if there are prompts that don't come up until I have context clues for it. I don't think there would be any reason to have chalk in this room. You don't have chalk in here, do you? Wait, what is it? Schoolgirl skirts and other clothes that would not fit you even if you think they might suit you. Alright, I think at this point we go outside. Or at least back to the first floor. Chalk. Where in the house would we have chalk? I would think a schoolroom or something, which is why I was thinking the kids' room, but... I think we gotta go out of here. I guess I can double check the coach house, but let's see. Do any of you have chalk? Ask for some info. Did I talk to this guy? Did you know granite tablets are frequently used as basis for optical instruments because they're very, very stable and easy to see? Granite was an integral part of the architecture of many ancient societies, which is why the ruins of those buildings still exist today, unlike those of ancient peoples who built all their structures out of cheese and wheat paste. Some of the most interesting rocks in the world can be found near the 4 magnetic poles. The 4 magnetic poles? Alright. The upper section of the Earth's crust is made up of 94% igneous rock and 1% marzipan. That's insane, but okay. Granite gravestones and memorials are considered a status symbol because the tools to carve and engrave such hard stone with speed and precision have only recently been invented. In fact, until about 15 years ago, there was only one workshop in the world that produced them, run by the inventor Alexander MacDonald, who also invented the Harzburger, although that proved less popular because Harzburgerite is not one of the edible kinds of igneous rock. Is that a McDonald's joke? Granite is frequently used as building material due to its strength and pleasant gray color. Granite comes from ancient word granum or grain because of its pleasant weedy smell. Igneous rocks are formed with magma cools and solidifies, which can happen either above or below the Earth's surface, or even in your own home. Hitting something with a rock that was the very first human invention. The second was swearing. Okay, I don't think I thought I had talked to everybody in here, but apparently I haven't. Alright. Did I get the info about the other things? Her full name is Teresa Olivia Gunn, but informally she goes by Terry. She was born in 1847 to Reginald and Priscilla Gunn. Her mother was a mathematician and founding member of the Western Society of Mathematicians in 1870, and her father was a catapult operator in the unpleasant disagreement of 1862. She invented the gun in 1869 at the age of 22. There's a photograph of her on the wall there accepting a prestigious inventing award. She married her husband Dan 20 years ago in 1875 and they had 3 daughters. Other than that, there's not a lot we know about her. She's a very private person, especially after she gave the house to the Historical Foundation and locked herself in her room 4 years ago. She married Dan Staple Remover in 1875. He was the inventor of the staple remover. Did you know that? They'd met in an inventors convention 3 years previously. Dan decided to take her last name because he had always wanted to call his invention Office Chompers, and he was always a little annoyed that people called it after him instead. They had 3 daughters named Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose. Sure they did. The Golden Girls aren't that old. Unfortunately, Dan vanished mysteriously in 1889, shortly after Rose was born. Nobody knows what happened to him, although it's generally assumed he was killed by bandits while he was on the road for gun industry's business. And then all 3 of the girls went missing the year after. They went to summer camp and were just never heard from again. No ransom note or anything. Mrs. Gunn was never the same after that, naturally. She started blaming it on ghosts, though as far as I know, there's been no ghost activity here until just the other day. Isn't it amazing? Mrs. Gunn had it built in the mid to late 70s when she and her husband decided to start a family. It was finished in 1877. It has 8 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. God, that's a nightmare. Plus a whole host of modern conveniences like electric lights and a coal-fired boiler and a bowling alley. My personal favorite room is the library, but I guess you knew that one already. Mrs. Gunn donated the house to the Historical Society in 1891 with the provision that we keep the place properly maintained and send meals up to her room in the kitchen dumbwaiter. She actually never comes out of her room since then, although she still communicates via telephone or the house intercom sometimes. Alright. Third weirdest sport, curling uses stones and brushes made specifically out of granite. Alright, well, that was a dead end. Alright, we're not getting any chalk there. I think we're headed for the maze. I'm kind of out of other ideas. Is there chalk in the basement? Let's just double check real quick. I don't know if I can do that fight. Real quick. Not that. We still need a can. Nothing in the safe. Alright, no tools here then. Alright, short of fighting the spiders, we'll go through the hedge maze. I don't think this should be too bad. That first encounter that we had a little while back wasn't a problem. We have our beans from that bush. I don't know if this is a maze or... Well, that's a hedge wizard's domain. It's not quite what hedge wizard means, but... Go off, King.